I definitely was like, yo, I need a Peru trip so I could go see a homegirl, you know what I'm saying? So trying to build that relationship, trying to become one of those 90-day fiancés, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get on TV, trying to get TLC to pay me. But
The land of opportunity. Big lights. Fly women. Fast cars. Big money.
all right, y'all. Not a new hotel. I've been here before, but definitely another one for the books for you guys to see. This one actually, which I don't mind, has a bathtub and a lovely stand-in shower. I love the shower. The shower is like top notch, you know what I'm saying? And everything like that. So never used the tub. Yeah, but I do love. Turn that off. We don't need that sound. The stand-up shower is wonderful. I love it. But yeah, this is the room. Kind of a little old, brownish, outdated kind of way. But I do get the king-size bed, which I love. The couch is pretty new. I've never seen this color couch before. So this is a new couch that they added. Love the purple pillows and everything like that. We do have a nice table, nice size TV, and of course our fridge inside of there. No microwave. Microwave is actually downstairs, but on this trip I didn't bring any food, and you know what's coming up with this. You can kind of already see what I'm gonna say about this, but you know what the deal is. All right, y'all, this is the room. All right, y'all, what's up? As you can see, I'm in the hotel room once again. Definitely surprised you, right? So this is my third 3-day, almost in a row. I actually had one day off, and which was Saturday. So I've been working nonstop from last Sunday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday off. Once again, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So in total, about 10 days straight with one day off at home. Actually, I was home for 2 days on Tuesday night, but I was only home for less than 20 hours. But definitely, it's wearing on me. But yeah, so let's talk about what this trip is. This trip is a little bit like the last trip. If you watched the last video about my last trip, it kind of starts off the same thing with Dallas to Atlanta, Atlanta to Orlando. Last trip ended there. This trip kept me going. Had to go all the way over to Chicago, where we at right now. So, pretty easy trip. Well, I can't say it's easy. It's a little bit tougher. It seems like each one of these 3 days have gotten tougher. And if you follow, definitely check out the other 2 videos. You'll see how many, like, what the trips actually differentiate. But I had 3 different crews that I worked with. I had the crew that I worked with from Dallas to Atlanta. They were Atlanta-based crew. They got off. And then I got a Orlando-based crew. And they went from Atlanta to Orlando. And then another Orlando-based crew that went from Orlando to Chicago with me. Now that crew kept going. They went back down to Orlando. I stayed here in Chicago. So it's been a long day. We started at 5. I had to be at the airport at 5:25 in the morning. So another little not so very sleepy night, you know what I'm saying? So a couple hours of sleep. And everything went pretty smooth. Had fun with all the crews. The leads were good because I'm usually up front with the leads. Have fun with them, talking, chit-chatting. The first lead, we had like a real heart-to-heart type conversation about relationships. Like, she was telling me about her relationship, her marriage, her kids, how her family dynamic was made up. And it kind of spurred off of, because she asked, like, I told her I had a daughter, and the past about me and my daughter and her mom and everything like that. So we kind of all spilled out there right there. So we pretty much stayed up front talking about our family lives and stuff like that. That was cool. So then after that, the second lead was kind of funny because he wasn't there at the beginning, and they had sent a ready reserve to come stand in to board because he didn't have all his required items. I guess from what I got from some of the story, but it's that I guess a passenger had accidentally took his bag, and so he was out there trying to get his bag, which had some of his required items in it. Me personally, most of my required items are in my one bag, one of my large rollerboard bag, and I have it stuff on there, so like, oh, that's not my bag. And if you pull my bag, you're like, ooh, no, this is a little bit heavier than what I'm used to, so whose bag is it? It's not mine. It leaves it up there. And then other bag that I usually have front of my laptop bag is my lunchbox, which most people definitely don't have one. So my bags are pretty differentiated, even though they're all black bags, which is company policy. If you see airline employees, if you see flight attendants and pilots, all their bags are black, all of them. So it becomes a whose bag is whose when they pull them out of the shuttle van for the airport, from the hotels and stuff like that. So it's like, whose bag is that? And so we're all looking at different tags and stuff like that to see which one's ours. But yeah, so he was cool, but he showed up, and it was just funny because it was a short flight, just 1 hour from Atlanta to Orlando, and we did a quick service, and me and him kind of are the same as far as going as working in the cabin. We like to talk to the people out there in the cabin, in the seats and everything, and strike up little conversations here or there about them. So we definitely are the same. We crack jokes on each other. We make the passengers laugh and make sure they have a good time. So that's a good thing, that me and him both had that same dynamic. And it was funny because we would talk to different people. So we kind of covered a lot of the aircraft itself with all the passengers. So we were a good team. The rest of the crew was great as well. They were cracking jokes in the back with us and everything like that. But short flight, 1 hour, but we made an amazing team on that 1 hour flight, and everything. Then the third flight. Oh, right before I go to the third flight. So we land in Orlando, right? And we're deplaning. We're getting the people off. And then the gate agent comes up, like from the top. He comes up. He's like, hey, did you know you had a UM? Like, that wasn't wearing their lanyard. We're like, who are you talking to? What do you mean? We didn't have a UM. And if you guys don't know, a UM is an unaccompanied minor, okay? A child under the age of 15 who is traveling by themselves, that their parents pay extra fee for them to travel by themselves, and for us to make sure they get from one place to the next place safely. Now, there's been stories in the past about, unaccompanied minors being lost or sent to the wrong cities and stuff like that, right? But we're pretty good at making sure there's safe falls between making sure unaccompanied minors, UMs, are with the right aircraft. They don't leave the site of the flight attendants and stuff like that, to make sure it's hand off correctly. And I'll get into a little story about stuff like that a little bit later. Actually, I might just make a whole different video. But yeah, so we're saying we didn't have a UN. What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, we just had one just come up, and I'm just like, I'm here to wait for my father and such and such. We're like, no, we didn't have a UM. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, well, they're up here. I was like, and so I pulled up our manifest and our boarding sheet and everything that we get from the prior station. So we got it from Atlanta, and I'm like, here's our information, our pre-flight boarding information provided, not only from our gate agents in Atlanta, but also from the company. There's no UM information on here at all. And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, we don't know, because they're up there and they say they're 14 and everything. We're like, we don't have that information. Like, nobody told us we had the UM. The information on our paperwork says we don't have a UM. We were like, where were they sitting? And they were like, over here. And we're like, yeah, we never would have seen anything. So we finished getting everybody off, the last couple of people off. So they're grabbing their stuff to get off because they're home now. And so I go to the top just to be like, hey, can I get this information? Because I'm going to need to write a report about this, because y'all not going to get us in trouble for something that was never even told to us that we had. And so if anything, it's going to be either the parent who dropped off that child, because it's weird, like, that parent that dropped off that child in Atlanta, how did that child get through security? Because they don't have an ID, and if you don't have an ID, you can't get through security. So you had to come to with a parent. And if that's the case, there's a whole lot of steps into that. So it's just weird that this UM ended up on our flight, but it wasn't a UM. So yeah, there's going to be a whole ordeal about that. So we're going to figure it out. I don't know. I'm going to write my report and get it out of the way, so I don't have to worry about it. And I don't lose any information about the facts that happened from that point on. But yeah, so the next crew, was pretty cool. There were 3 ladies and the lead that I had to work with. He seemed a little off at first, and I was like, I don't know about this guy, but he ended up being a pretty good guy. He was around my age, a little bit older gentleman. I'm an older gentleman. I don't know what y'all thinking it is, but I am an older gentleman, so watch yourselves now. But anyways, we were sitting there, having a very sarcastic type of banter back and forth, but we understood that we were just joking with each other. So like at first we were like, okay, wait, why would you say that? And he was like, nah, I'm just joking. We were like, oh, okay, you got that sarcastic side to you, like I do. Okay, we could do this. Come to find out, ex-military. He was telling me about his military past and everything like that. So these 3 leads that I worked with on these 3 flights today were some of the best leads that I had. I'm not saying there are, I have horrible leads, but they were some of the 3 best. To be able to go from 3 different people in one day is usually something that doesn't happen. Usually you get 1 or 2 that are like, oh my god, I can't deal with these people. But all 3 of these people were great. I had different conversations with each one of them, and all the conversations were great. So I can't deny, but all 3 of these crews were all great. Not just the leads, but all 3 crews. We were leaving Orlando and coming to Chicago, and it was just we were on the road. We was getting everybody on, everything like that, and then all of a sudden, captain comes out. We might need we probably have to get everybody off the plane. Why? What's going on? He's like, well, Chicago's got a bad storm and air traffic control is not letting nobody go in. We're like, man. And then the gate agent comes like, I just found out and we just finished boarding. I'm like, y'all gonna have to get these people off. No. So we sat there for about 5 minutes trying to figure out exactly what they wanted to do. They suggested all the passengers stay on board, but we're going to leave the door open so if they wanted to get off, they could get off and go into the terminal, use the restrooms, get some food, whatever. It was going to be about 2 hours before we could depart. So we were going to be a 2-hour delay due to a storm in Chicago. And so more and more people got off and everything like that. And next thing we know, we're like, more than half of the people are off. And we're like, the gate agent comes back down, like, just take everybody off. We're like, oh, okay. Everybody get off. So everybody got off, which was cool for me because I didn't have any food for the day. I did have some stuff in my bag, like small stuff, but nothing major. Because I was exhausted and I didn't go to the store yesterday to go get food for this trip. But we did make it to get everybody off, and I was able to go run to this small coffee shop in Orlando Airport called Zaza's. Amazing coffee, very hot, inexpensive, and it's funny as hell because I have to walk by a Starbucks to get to Zaza's, and Starbucks is jam-packed with people all the time, and that Starbucks is so slow in making your drinks, it's ridiculous. It's like, why would you stand there? So when I'm walking by and I see other flight crews from different airlines sitting there waiting for Starbucks, I'm like, y'all don't know there's Zaza's down there? Like, if you need coffee, get down here and get some coffee and then go back to your flight. But so I went down to Zaza's and I got me some I wanted some beef empanadas, but they sold out because they're that good. So I got some chicken empanadas, and that's it basically. And walked back to the plane. Was able to eat 2 of them before we started boarding again, and then we got on our way. It kind of took us a little bit longer because we were sitting out on the tarmac for a little bit, but that was good because we get paid as soon as the door closes. I got to Chicago, and yeah, it was a pretty good day. I can't complain. This was actually a good day considering that I had, not a lot of sleep last night. But we're gonna recharge in a few because we're gonna be doing something tomorrow that we really don't like doing, and that's international. I don't mind flying international for personal reasons, but I don't like doing international for work unless I'm staying there. And usually I don't stay there. Last time, the major times I used to stay international was when I was in Peru. But a lot of times I was in Peru, I had somebody I was talking to, so I definitely was like, yo, I need a Peru trip so I could go see a homegirl, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to build that relationship, trying to become one of those 90-day fiancés, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get on TV, trying to get TLC to pay me. But when that relationship kind of fizzled out, I stopped doing international. Last time I did international was last January 2024, and I had a Costa Rica layover. So I stayed in Costa Rica. And that was when we did a coffee tour and everything like that. But anyways, screw it. So tomorrow we're doing a Cancun turn. And coming back to Chicago. Now, this delay that happened today messed up my whole plan for this 3-day trip. Because I was planning to get here today, go to the movie, see Superman. Then tomorrow when I'm back in Chicago, go see Fantastic Four. But now that we got here kind of late, we got here 2 hours behind schedule, I was like, I really can't go to see Superman when I have 2 hours less to not only but eat, but if I go to the movies, that's going to take 2 hours away from that 2 hours that I was going to use and everything. So I definitely mad about that, but it's a 3-day trip, so I might just go ahead and see Superman tomorrow and then go see Fantastic Four when I get back to Dallas. We'll see. That's what I'll probably do. But let's hope this Cancun turn tomorrow is going to be good. I think I'm working with Chicago-based flight attendants tomorrow. I think there might be a little senior group of people because it's a high credit turn for them. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, let me go ahead and get ready for bed because it's, time is speeding up as I sit here and talk. And I got to be at the airport at 5 in the morning. So that leaves me only a couple hours. Well, it leaves me more than a couple hours. But, hopefully I get some good rest. And I got to figure out how to get to KCM in Chicago now because we switched terminals. So this is going to be an interesting day tomorrow. Starting it off in the morning. Hopefully, yeah. And hopefully the hotel gives me a grab-and-go box like they used to do. They used to provide us with a bagel and some juice. And I think some fruit for a go box if we leave before breakfast starts. But I haven't been in the Chicago hotel and leaving in the morning early like this in a long time, so I don't know where we're going to get. But we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, we'll be back at the same hotel. So I there's no need to show the room again because it's going to be the same kind of room. And they might even put me in the same room because I'll be coming back. But we'll see. All right. Let me actually go to sleep. Actually, you know what? I'm going to write my report real quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to sleep. Yeah. All right, let me go.
So we have 206 ambulance, 2 inbound, 1 wheelchair. If you guys need anything, let me know.
I am back in Chicago. I had horrible sleep last night. I wouldn't say horrible, but it definitely wasn't enough sleep. As you can see, I put the metrics on there. Yes, I only got a couple hours of sleep. I should have went to bed earlier, but I didn't, and I suffered. Did a little Cancun turn with some Chicago people. One thing I did not like about the crew, the one thing that kind of irked me, is that they didn't stay together when we got back from Cancun. So when we did the customs and immigration, they just like left. They didn't care. They didn't wait for the crew to stick together or anything like that. So it's like they weren't cohesive. And I know like other crews, like especially the Dallas crew, we go through customs and immigration, we stick together, we get through, we do it together, wait for everybody, and so when we get past that, we try to take the shuttle together and all that. This crew, like one of them, we didn't even see, and that was the sea flight attendant, which was supposed to be the last one off the plane. Nope, they were gone. We didn't even see them. We didn't even know when they got through customs. But yeah, I guess that's the nature of the threat. Anyways, as you see, I'm outside. I am outside. Headed to the movie theater. Definitely. Got my movie pass, baby. Right here, and we were gonna go see Superman, but we missed the shuttle. Like as soon as we came outside of Customs and Immigration, the shuttle was there. But then by the time I got across to it, it took off. So I missed the shuttle to the hotel. So I couldn't get that first movie. And there was only 2 showings here in Chicago. So that's what sucked. But I'm gonna go ahead and see Fantastic Four. So a little bit out of order, but kind of playing the regular planning where I was saying I was gonna see Fantastic Four today anyways. And so that's what we're gonna do. See Fantastic Four. Still daylight. I have a still early show, but it's an hour after what the original what today's was. So I will get some sleep. Plus, I only have really one flight tomorrow. So I'll fly from Chicago to LA, and then LA to Dallas. I'm deadheading, so I'm not flying. So I can sit back in the seat and take a nap if need be, or just watch some Netflix. So we'll see, legally. So as you can see, I'm in Rosemont, and we're gonna take a look at the movies. All right, I'll catch you later. All right, y'all. So it started to rain while I was in the movies, but that's all good. We're walking back to the hotel now, and we'll say the movie was pretty entertaining movie. So now we just got to go home tomorrow. We'll be home by 3, actually about 4. We might stream, so we'll see. All right, y'all, let's get home. as you see, I'm home now, and just out getting me something to eat real quick, because I'm not cooking. But I got home a little bit in the afternoon. So, anyways, it's been a day. It's been a day. I actually woke up late today. So I woke up an hour late today. Yes, me. I woke up an hour late. Woke up late. I was supposed to get up at 4. I swore I set my alarms. I looked at my alarm list, and they were set for 4, 4:20, 4:40, 4:45. Right? 4:45 one is the one to let me know I need to leave the room and head to go get on the shuttle, which is 15 minutes later. I always leave my room about 15 minutes prior to the shuttle, having to catch the shuttle, so don't want to be late to the shuttle. That 15 minutes always gives me, a little 5-minute leeway just in case I'm not done, but it says, hey, you got 15 minutes to get downstairs. Do what you got to do and get going. But I didn't hear none of my alarms. Maybe I did, and I turned them off because they were all set. The times were set, and they weren't the same times that I had to leave the day before, because the day before I took the 4 o'clock van. So I woke up at 5 a.m. when I was supposed to be taking the van at 5 a.m. I kind of panicked for a second. Then I was like, nope, get yourself together. You've done this before. You know how to get yourself together and get downstairs, right? I wasn't making the 5 o'clock van. No way. So I started brushing my teeth. I looked around the room. I was like, bet everything. I was smart enough to go ahead and pack everything. The laptop was already packed inside the bag. Everything in my lunchbox was packed up. All my clothes were already put into my suitcase. The only thing I needed to pack up was my work device, which was charging. And the cords for my cell phone and my watch, which I put the watch on the charger when I go take a shower. So I was sitting there, and I was like, all right, now all I gotta do, I gotta get in the shower though. I gotta, cause I just gotta get in the shower. So I don't want to go through the day feeling icky. So I was like, I can do this. I can do everything 15 minutes, get downstairs for the 5:30 van. I get in the shower, do all that, right? Now, my show time is 5:50. Or was 5:50. Take the shuttle at 5:30. That gives me 20 minutes to get from the hotel to the airport to the gate on time. The day before, I timed everything. I left the hotel at 4 a.m. Got to the airport, tried to go to known crew member KCM, got randomed at KCM, went to regular check, security check, pre-check, got through there, walked to the gate, got to the gate, 17 minutes. Took me 17 minutes to do all that, right? And I was strolling. I wasn't rushing, I was strolling the day before, yesterday. Today, I was going to be in a rush. So I was like, I can do this in 20 minutes. As long as there's no hiccups on the way. As long as there's no hiccups on the way, I can do this. I can actually shave some of that 17 minutes down because I'm not going to go through KCM. I'm going to just go straight to pre-check. Because KCM is a little bit further than pre-check. And if I get random, that means I have to backtrack. So let's cut that out. Go straight to pre-check. So I went straight to pre-check, and luckily there was nobody there. There was one pilot that was in line, and he was taking off his boots because they go off through security. I had already planned this. I already planned this to go through pre-check. So I already had my watch off. I already had all my metal off. I had my belt already in the bag. I went to the airport without my belt on because I knew I was going to go through pre-check and I was going to have to take it off. I didn't want to waste time. Right? Threw everything on the conveyor belt. Went through security. Grabbed my stuff. Kept on walking. Right? I'm walking. I'm looking. I'm like, ooh.
It is now 5:47. I have 3 minutes to get to the gate. The gate's a little bit further than it was yesterday. So I was going to be like, ooh, this is going to be tough. Lucky. Boy, I trucked it. I didn't run. I sped walk. I didn't like speed walk, but I walked with a mission in my feet. And we got there right on time. 5:50, we was at the gate, baby. We was there, and we were right on time. The gate agent was like, hey, you the last one. I was like, hey, I'm on time, though. He was like, yeah. He's like, we're still waiting for them to finish up with security checks. But you're good. Go ahead and go down. And I get down there, and a crew sitting there in the jet bridge waiting for security to be finished. Bet. So, I still on time, baby. I did it. Like I said, it was an easy day without, panicking, rushing in my head. But it was an easy day. I only had to fly from Chicago to LA. Worked with the Chicago crew. I knew 2 of them. One I haven't seen in a long time. The other was a cool guy and everything like that. I've known him. He's funny, charismatic, and everything like that. Great guy to work with. Always brings the jokes. There's always a laugh with working with him. The other girl, I can't remember too much about her. And our lead, she was cool too. She basically just sat there. She played her little game on her device. And that's it. We seldomly talk. It was a 3.5 hour flight all the way to LA, so it was kind of long. I folded all the trash bags. I folded over 60 trash bags on that 3-hour flight. Folded in military flag style folds. So the next crew had an impeccable stash of folded trash bags, and the galley was clean. A lot of leads though, like, surprised that I actually do the cleaning of the galley. They're used to not having anybody help them and stuff like that. I'm not that one. Like, I'm gonna dump the water. I'm gonna make sure there's no water in the ice bin and all that stuff. I'm gonna make sure everything's organized. I'm gonna make sure the cups are refreshed. The mallets there, all that stuff. I mean, all you have to do is get in and start serving when you get on a plane that I've gotten off of. You might need to ask for some more ice because we might not have enough ice. And this particular flight, they were gonna have to ask for ice because they only had, I think I left them with two bags of ice. There was one on the beer kit and then the regular bag. So they were probably gonna get like another 2 bags just to be safe, just in case they run through all that. Plus ice melts. But yeah, and then once I got to LA, I was craving an egg and cheese sandwich. I went and got me one. Saw another flight attendant I ain't seen in years. I didn't know she still worked here. But yeah, saw her and find out she might be getting married soon. So kudos to her. She's marrying a pilot. Y'all know how I feel about that shit. But good to her. I'm glad she found somebody that she does care for and they care for her. She's a great girl. But yeah, so the flight from LA to Dallas, I was going to be deadheading, so I'm not working, but I'm getting paid. I sit in the back, sit in the passenger seat, and I kind of wanted the seat in front of the extra row, but that's not, it wasn't available, so I got two rows in front of the extra row. And so I got on the plane. I debranded and put on my sweatshirt. Like, I still have my uniform on. I just put my sweatshirt over my uniform and put my headphones on, ate my sandwich, and turned on some music and went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Just went to sleep on my dead head and everything. When we got to Dallas, I got up, took my sweatshirt off, and I walked to my car and well, you know, got to the car and everything and drove home. So easy peasy, great trip, worth 22 hours, 3-day trip for 22 hours. A lot of people are gonna hate me for that. That's good money for that, for a 3-day. But yeah, so that's the end of my journey, end of my 3-day battles. I have a little break from these until next week. So that was 3 days in 10 days. It's a lot. It's a whole heck of a lot. But yeah, so now we're gonna enjoy. We're gonna be playing games. Catch me streaming, whatever, or watch some of these other YouTube videos that I have, and some of the YouTube shorts. You know what it is, man. Just like my stuff. Watch them. Put them, you know, pull the video up. Just put it there. I don't care. No, I do care. Thank you, everybody who do watch, do like, do comment. I appreciate y'all. I try to comment back when I see there's comments and stuff like that. So definitely. You have any questions, concerns, whatever, what it is. But I'm out of here. I'm gonna go home, eat, chill out, play some video games, watch some 90 Day Fiancé, stuff like that, some stupid stuff. I'm gonna just let my mind be done for a day at least. So we'll talk to you later. All right, y'all. Hope you enjoy this. Know what to do. All right, we out.